Round table.
Welcome to another edition, as my sinus is cold, it bothers me today. Welcome to another edition of the Round Table. My name is Paul Dingham, and I host these programs which appear in Marine City and St. Clair on Thursdays and Fridays. Also now throughout northern Macomb and all of St. Clair County on the same days on Channel 12 and Channel 916. As always, we have some very interesting guests lined up. That is no different today. We've got two special guests, Deborah Lonizak, right? Close enough?
Perfect.
Perfect? Wow, I'm proud of myself. And the other one's a lot easier. It is Lisa Kozak.
Koza, yes.
Nice to meet you both. Welcome. You are here to talk to us about a wonderful place called Woodlands in Marysville, and a new video that they have just produced, which we're going to show later in the program, which is called Moving Forward, Woodlands Journey with Move. Let's first introduce who you two are and what's your relationship to Woodlands. Let's start with you, Debbie.
My name is Deborah Lonizak, and I am a teacher at Woodland, and I've been teaching for almost 27 years.
Isn't that wonderful?
I love my job.
What a great experience you must have had. What wonderful memories.
Oh, so many. I couldn't even start. This would be 3 hours long at least if I started. But I love what I'm doing, and MOVE has been a great opportunity also. And what MOVE means is movement opportunities via education.
How young are students when you get to meet them?
Majority of students at Woodland are from the ages of 3 to 26. We have some as early as 3, as long as 26. My classroom right now is I have 7-year-olds to about 11.
Precious time.
It is a very precious time and a very good time to catch them. The earlier, the better, too.
Okay. And you are obviously a special ed teacher.
Correct.
But explain that to the audience. Are you teaching English and arithmetic and things along those lines also?
Well, we're doing the general curriculum, which would
Okay.
be English, math, reading, when we are exposing our students to those concepts. But the majority of our day is spent doing some daily living and functional activities.
Okay, so they could have a more enjoyable life.
Correct.
Okay. And Lisa, you're a Woodland parent.
Yes, I am.
And how long have you been a Woodland parent?
Approximately 4 years now.
Okay.
Well, actually, I guess this is our 5th school year. My daughter, Marissa, she just turned 10, is a student in Deb's class. And she is severely multiply impaired. She was diagnosed at age 2 with muscular dystrophy, but it has affected her cognitively as well. And in addition to being one of Deb's students, my daughter is also very active in the MOVE program, which Woodlands is one of the pilot schools that does this. And what it does is she's not just sitting in a wheelchair all day in the classroom. She's up and moving around. The wheelchair stays parked out in the hallway all day.
Good.
So
And she must enjoy that.
she loves it. When she was, before she turned 3, most parents are out looking, shopping for a bicycle. I was out looking for her first wheelchair. And so I promised my daughter that, while you may have to use this chair to get to and from point A and B occasionally, I promise that you're not going to stay in that chair forever. And so with the program at MOVE, that's helped to accomplish that goal, where she is doing some walking. So.
We're going to get into the MOVE video, which was produced by Risa, but talk to me just in background of what MOVE is.
Basically what MOVE is it's a philosophy or a way of life, I guess you could say, where we believe our students need to get up and move to see the world. A lot of times in the past, if they were put in a wheelchair, they stayed in that wheelchair, and you expected the world to come to them. That didn't happen. The world really didn't come to them. And we all learn by exploring our environment. And that's the first thing, is that we get up, and if we want to see something, we go there to see it. Well, with MOVE, you get them up, you get them moving, and they see their world. It opens up so many possibilities. And one of my biggest goals for my parents and my families is if every one of my students can bear weight on their feet for just a minute, that changes so much of what you can do. It changes how you even transfer out in the community. Because then you can transfer them into a car. They don't have to get a special van with a lift that's twice the budget, and cost, and the expense of keeping that up. That you also get to stay out in the community more because you are standing for 1 minute. You can use a restroom. You can get food and stand in the line for 1 minute. That opens up a lot of doors. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it does. It opens up doors.
The equipment we're going to see, I previewed the video, is a stand-up unit. In comparison to a wheelchair, is it double the cost, triple the cost, or is it?
Actually, it's less than a wheelchair.
Really?
Majority of the equipment is less than a wheelchair. Majority of wheelchairs, people don't realize it, but majority of the wheelchairs for students with severe disabilities are kind of geared right to them. They're measured right to them. And so they can cost up to $5,000. A majority of the pacers, which is like a walker, can be less, depending on what you need.
Okay.
And also a stander is less, a little bit less. And they are forever, whereas a wheelchair is only for as long as you are that tall or that weight.
So the equipment can be raised up as the person grows?
Yes, there is 3 different sizes of most of the equipment. And what we tend to do is buy the medium size, because that will tend to get you from the size, a 7-year-old all the way up to, we've got a couple 16-year-olds in a medium.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. My daughter, actually, we just ordered her 3rd wheelchair because, kids grow.
Right, right.
So.
Well, they go from car seat to car seat, bigger car seat. So.
Right. I mean, and her last wheelchair, I think it ran about $11,000.
Oh my God.
So, as opposed to
Is it motorized?
No.
It's a manual wheelchair. That's it.
Why would it be so expensive?
Because everything is customized to fit your child.
Wow.
So yeah, all the components are separate costs, and then they put it all together
You'd like
and
wheels
build it.
for that? And
Yes.
You'd like a seat for that? That'll
Yeah.
be more.
Right. And footrests are more depending on what kind of footrest you want. Lateral supports are more depending on what you want. Hip guides are more.
And like this, the seat is customized for her so that it's more comfortable as opposed to the, just like the flat fold-up chairs that you see. But the Rift and Pacer is what you're talking about, that being less expensive and more adjustable and all that. I think they run like about $4,000 for the medium.
So there is a substantial.
And that's with everything. That's with every.
the whole shebang on it.
Yeah.
What are we going to be seeing here? What is on this video that
Basically, it's kind of a general information about Move, how we started it, why we started it, and what it's done for us and our students.
Okay. And is Move a national? You said it was a national
It's
program?
actually international now.
International now?
Yeah.
But this is the first time it's been around St. Clair County.
Yes, we are the first one to introduce it to St. Clair County.
Okay.
There's a couple other pilots, and you'll see at the end of the video it gives other pilots and other sites that do Move.
Well, let's take a look right now. It's called Moving Forward, Woodland Journey with Move. We'll be back right after the movie's over in just a few minutes.
I came into special ed so that I could try and make a difference with kids and their families. And the MOVE program has really helped me the last few years to feel fulfilled in my job, because before they used to come in a position or in their wheelchairs, and we just put them in a position on a mat table, on the floor or something, changed their brief, and did range of motions and goals around them. Well, now they might come in their wheelchairs off the bus, but when they come in the room, wow, we got them up, they're going to the bathroom, and when you see them, they're smiling, they're happy. It's like, wow, somebody finally thought of us and they got it right.
3 years ago, I had the privilege of coming into a classroom where the primary concern was the MOVE program. Prior to coming into this classroom, I worked for 13 years in a MOCI classroom where all of the students were ambulatory. When coming in here, to say I was a little skeptical is probably an understatement. Well, coming in here, we got our students up into equipment on a daily basis, and I have seen many changes. After being up in equipment, they're learning some upper body strength and head control. And so now, rather than spending most of their morning while we're in morning circle looking at their feet, they're looking with their heads up and engaging with their peers and with us.
A part of what they do here at Woodlands is not just about educating, it's about teaching the kids life skills. And what is the main life skills that you learn here is to become independent. And so for Marissa, there's no greater way to be independent than to be able to move herself.
MOVE is a program that helps individuals with disabilities learn how to help themselves. It's a program that listens to the family and listens to the individual with disabilities and focuses on the needs and desires that are important to them.
We have a student that started out using a pacer gait trainer, fully loaded, all the supports he would need just to be up on his feet. Soon he was walking, and within a short period of time, he is now at a point where he is walking with just one hand to hold. That's awesome.
In the spring of 2003, Woodland Developmental Center began a journey that changed the way they looked at individuals with severe disabilities. It is also changing the way these individuals with disabilities see their world. This journey is a program called MOVE. MOVE stands for Mobility Opportunities via Education and was developed in the early 1980s by special education teacher Linda Bidabe in Bakersfield, California. A famous quote by Linda Bidabe states, "Movement is the foundation for all learning." This is exactly what Woodland has experienced.
MOVE is a program that promotes inclusiveness and participation for individuals with significant cognitive and physical disabilities. It does this by teaching functional mobility skills within the context of meaningful activities. Individuals are learning to sit, stand, walk, and transfer in order to be able to participate actively with their non-disabled peers, whether it be in the home, the school, or the community setting. These are individuals in the past who have been relegated to sitting in their wheelchairs most of the day, or lying on a mat table, or sitting in a beanbag, and being very passive in their interactions. Now, you see them up and moving, they're engaged and actively participating in their everyday life.
MOVE can be used at school, at home, or in the community. A typical day in the MOVE program consists of the individuals sitting, standing, walking, and making transitions in their natural environments. MOVE is not about equipment. However, the equipment used in the MOVE program helps give the individual the needed physical support, which assists them in participating in various activities.
For the last 26 years, I've been working with children and adults with severe disabilities. And the biggest challenge has been finding the time to actually teach skills and also to come up with goals that are measurable and achievable. And with MOVE, the second guessing is done. MOVE does it all for you. It comes up with your activities, your skills that you want to do and concentrate on during those activities, and it also comes up with your goals that are achievable. And most of our parents have had the thrill of actually having an IEP where they see that their child has achieved a goal. It's made my job easier, and it's made the students' job easier, and it's made our teaching more critical and more important.
We believe that all students deserve the opportunity to explore their environment, learn through experiences as their non-disabled peers do, and develop a sense of dignity. One of the foundations to dignity is having mobility.
The MOVE program is beneficial for a whole host of reasons. The first being that when the students are in an upright position, it helps with their digestion and overall health. The second reason why the MOVE program is so important is that it allows the students free usage of their upper extremities, which in turn helps them to develop upper extremity skills, which are so important. And in my view, the MOVE program is less about the equipment and more about what the students do once they're up in the equipment. Some of the tasks that I present to them relate to improving their fine motor or visual motor skills, and some of the examples of those type of tasks are grasp and release activities, writing their name, and also zipping their coat, which relates to their functional aspect.
After some initial training, you've got classrooms giving kids opportunities to move. whether they're sitting, they're standing, they're walking, they're transitioning up from the floor. All those things that we do as physical therapists, it's being done in multiple times more in the opportunities as what we can do therapists alone. So what it basically is doing is it's fusing what the teachers and the classroom staff and what therapists do for the benefit of the children. They're getting so much more opportunities, and with that increased opportunities, what's happening is these kids are gaining skills a whole lot faster. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
What I've noticed is that students that are severely multiply impaired, when they are placed upright in the equipment, their head comes up and people interact with them more frequently. And getting that interactive response from the students is a big thing. And so when they know that someone's talking directly to them, they're more likely to give eye contact and give some kind of response back. And then when they're out of the equipment, maybe in their chairs, they're recognizing that interaction more frequently and bringing their head up to respond to people. And that's been one of the most positive things that I've seen so far.
An individual's mobility involves not only movement, but also involves sitting, standing, and transitioning. For example, when we sit, although our body doesn't appear to be moving, our muscles are working to keep us in that position. Upright positioning, whether it is walking, standing, sitting, or transferring, involves weight bearing and improves an individual's cardiovascular fitness, bone health, body alignment, and respiratory health. Additional benefits of mobility are that as a person gains motor skills, they become easier to care for at home, at school, and in the community.
As a school nurse involved in the MOVE program, we have seen an improvement in our students' overall health. We have virtually seen an elimination of skin breakdown. We have seen less severe respiratory infections such as pneumonia. We've seen an overall improvement in our students' gastrointestinal health. The movement alone, getting them up and doing some weight-bearing activities will have an increase on their bone density, and we're seeing improvement in cardiovascular health.
The biggest area change for me in the MOVE program has been the toileting. We, in the past, used to lift the children out of the wheelchairs and lay them on a table and change them, and then pick them up and put them back in their wheelchair. Now with the MOVE program, we are teaching them mobility skills, which they're learning to stand, and they're also learning from sitting to standing, and then from standing, lowering themselves. And it's a great opportunity for all of the kids, and it's one that everyone needs to have the opportunity to do.
Through hard work and the collaborative efforts with our families, every student participating in the MOVE program has shown some achievement in their mobility skills. This has resulted in increased social skills and self-confidence. Through our students' achievements, people's perspectives and beliefs about individuals with severe physical disabilities has dramatically changed.
Garrett loves to move. He loves to boat, he loves to snowmobile. He doesn't so much like to sit. He likes to be right involved with us. He's a great little boy and he wants to have fun in life. Who would want to sit down all day if they had a chance to stand up and to get around to see what we see and to experience what we see? A few months ago I got a phone call from my son's classroom. She told me that Garrett had taken some steps in the pacer, and then she told me that he actually almost made it clear across the room, he was kind of showing off for everybody, so she brought the therapist in and the principal, and everybody was giving him a go, Garrett. She did send me a picture, and I was just so happy. It brought tears to my eyes.
She did nothing. She laid around. She didn't reach for anything, didn't attempt. Very little emotion. You didn't really get a lot of smiles or giggles or anything that you would expect. It wasn't instant, but we started to see progress. We started to see growth. More things. Over the summer, she learned to sit up independently. And since learning to sit up, not only, she used to kind of just slouch back, now she sits up straight. She giggles. She reaches for things. You can help her stand now with support under her arms, things we never expected.
I've seen some amazing things, not just from Marissa, but from other kids as well. She belongs to a Challenger League baseball team, and a lot of the kids that are on her baseball team go to Woodlands here, and they are all part of the MOVE program. And it's amazing to see these kids, some of them a couple years ago couldn't even bear weight, now standing there and, swinging a baseball bat. And just, it's priceless to see their face light up and see that sense of accomplishment.
From an administrator's point of view, implementation of the MOVE program at our school has been an incredible benefit. First and foremost, staff safety has been incredibly improved. When children are doing some amount of weight bearing, some amount of transferring on their own, that's a lot less wear and tear on the staff and a lot less opportunity for the students to get injured while staff are assisting them in lifts. Secondly, we can show improvement on IEP goals for group of students that sometimes that was very difficult to show, to be able to actually document and show the amount of growth when sometimes the growth appears small, but we have that data now with implementing the MOVE program. We have some good significant data that we can show improvement on student IEP goals. Lastly, I have noticed that our students' worlds have opened up for a population of individuals who basically had to wait for the world to come to them and to interact with them. They are up moving. They are doing purposeful tasks throughout the day. They are becoming more included in the school environment. They're participating, and their lives are opening up, and that happens for them at home as well. So really, implementation of the MOVE program is very, very beneficial, and I'm so glad that we got on board with it over 9 years ago.
You can't put a price tag on a child being independent and being able to achieve goals. I mean, all I can say is it's like you can't. I wish that legislators they would just not look at what's on paper, but see how this affects kids' lives, and it truly does.
The Woodland MOVE journey began with the belief that all individuals with disabilities can learn, and it is still the mainstay today. Building personal dignity is of paramount importance, and the smiles on their faces say it all.
That was extremely moving, and in fact it was entitled The Moving Forward Woodland Journey with MOVE, produced by Sue Rakowski, great lady up at RISA, a good friend. And talking again with us are a parent and a teacher. Talk to me about what's your thoughts about, you guys were in the movie.
Yes.
How was it fun to produce?
Let's just say this, it's out of my comfort zone. How's that? We'll leave it at that.
What do you hope that the public gains from watching?
Just the knowledge about what MOVE is and what we're trying to do here at St. Clair County. And we are trying to let the world know, too, a little bit more about MOVE. Let it be more known.
And as a parent, what are your feelings?
Well, MOVE equals independence for the kids. You know, a child with severe handicap, you know, it's important for them to be able to do things for themselves. Not just to get around physically, but also just emotionally and, you know, spiritually. It helps them become happier kids, and, you know, it's a great I'm at a loss for words.
That's all right.
It's just a great sense of accomplishment, which is important to them.
Right.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that we really like about MOVE is that it keeps their dignity. So many of our children are treated less, especially in a wheelchair. They're ignored a lot. I mean, people don't mean to. I know that, but you see someone in a wheelchair, you don't say hi.
Right.
because they're too low or whatever.
You're looking down at them.
You're looking down at them. In a pacer or a stand, or a walker or a stander, they are upright and people are talking to them. So there's so much more going on than just movement.
How many units would you have of this kind of equipment?
It depends. We started out with 2 that we purchased with PTO money.
Okay.
And then my colleague Bev and I wrote a grant, and we were able to get 4 more.
Wonderful.
And once our administration saw what was happening, they then have been matching it every year. They've matched every year. They have, we can't, I don't mean to say things, but they are wonderful. They have really bought into the program and are helping us to make our dream come true.
What is the student population at Woodlands?
Right now we're at, I think it's 176 students, but about 40 are what are considered move students.
Move students, okay.
Yeah.
And will that number move students increase, you hope?
You really don't hope it will increase. Your idea is that you will not have more severely impaired individuals in the community, but that...
I guess I was looking if it's better than the wheelchair, moving that direction.
Yeah, oh yeah, we don't want to move back to the wheelchair.
Right.
We don't. We want to park our wheelchairs. We want to use them for transportation, and that's it.
Well, it's wonderful work. It's stressful on a parent. I salute you both. It's obviously a lifelong commitment on both of your parts, and you're doing wonderful things for the community. And what your daughter's going through is helping other students too, by getting her to stand up and be in the Stay in the Move program. It probably benefits other kids too, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And I just want to add that it's wonderful when the parents and teachers and school can cooperate together.
Yeah.
And you know, we do physical therapy outside of school as well. So you know, the saying it takes a village. And you know. Together, all of us are on the same page, and together, hopefully, Marissa will.
Your daughter's interest at heart.
Yes.
Everybody does.
And you know, together, hopefully, Marissa will accomplish wonderful things.
Well, with the support she's got around her, she probably will. She probably will. Have we missed anything? How can people help you?
How can people help us? Just by spreading the word, saying that these kids got to get up and moving, and it's the best thing for them for a lot of reasons, not just dignity and what we can give for their future independence, but also their physical health, and just word of mouth, get it out there.
Maybe a Lions Club or a Rotary or somebody else could get involved and maybe purchase one of the...
There's a couple parents who could need some help at home too.
Okay.
So.
Well, it's been an honor to meet you both. Very nice. Keep up the good work at Woodlands.
Thank you.
Congratulations on being a bright mother.
Oh, thank you.
A happy mother.
Thanks.
And that, any more information, they can just call Woodlands, right?
Call Woodlands.
Okay. That's about it for this edition of the Roundtable. We thank you very much for tuning in. Woodlands. Woodlands appears, the sinus drugs help a lot here. The Roundtable appears on Thursdays and Fridays on both Channel 6 in Marine City and St. Clair. Also now on Channel 12 and Channel 916 throughout northern Macomb and all of St. Clair County. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingerman, and thanks very much for tuning in.